What's up, people? We are back with more Sherlock Holmes in the fourth case, the Abbey Grange affair. Let's start this.
The game is afoot, not a word. Into your clothes and come. I'll wait for you in the sitting room. I've just received a note from Inspector Lestrade. A letter from the suburbs. He is in need of my presence. Whenever he has asked for my assistance, it has always turned out to be entirely justified. I fancy that every one of his cases has found its way into your collection.
Yes, they all seem worthy of...
However, I regret your fatal habit of looking at everything from the point of view of a story instead of a scientific exercise.
Oh, Holmes, you...
I beg your pardon, I digress. It would be much better to examine this letter than to try to convince you.
Telescope? Oh god, it's the fat bitch again. Watson, I don't know what your obsession with this woman is, man.
Holmes, you should take a look.
The letter is on the table. 221B Baker Street.
A wax seal with the monogram E.B.
It's rotated.
The Brackenstall family coat of arms.
Coat of arms. Alright, let us open it.
I can tell from Lestrade's handwriting that he was in a hurry when he wrote this letter.
So this is the inspector's letter. My dear Mr. Holmes, I should be very glad of your immediate assistance in what promises to be a most remarkable case. It is something quite in your line. Except for releasing the lady, I will see that everything is kept exactly as I have found it. But I beg you not to lose an instant, as it is difficult to leave Sir Eustace there. Yours faithfully, Inspector Lestrade. Alright. What's our souvenir from the last one? The silver knife? Not even the gold one? Why don't we get the real one? Obviously it's worth way too much, but still. I deserve that much at least.
Promising, as always. It appears to be a case of murder.
So you believe that Sir Eustace is dead?
I should say so. Lestrade wouldn't have sent for me for less. His writing shows considerable agitation, and he is not an emotional man. These people belong to high society. The quality of the writing paper, the E.B. monogram, their coat of arms. The crime was committed before midnight.
Holmes, how can you possibly tell?
Well, it is all thanks to Lestrade. He wrote his letter at 3:30 in the morning. Imagine the chain of events before that. The local police had to be called in. Scotland Yard was notified. Lestrade himself had to make haste there, and finally compose the letter he sent to me. All of that makes for a fair night's work.
It makes sense. Lestrade also speaks of the woman he released.
That seems to indicate that she had been held somewhere during the crime. Much time has been wasted. Let us find a cab and go to Abbey Grange immediately. I live in hope of an interesting morning.
So, Watson sleeps at his desk. Okay. Investigate the murder at the Abbey Grange. Holmes receives an urgent late-night summons from Inspector Lestrade. Something is wrong at the Abbey Grange. It appears to be a case of murder. How surprising. It's always murder. I mean, why else would you need a detective, right? If something is stolen, you don't need a detective. You just call, like, the kitty police. You don't need Sherlock Holmes on the case for that.
Ah, Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson, here you are. I'm very glad that you have come, but perhaps I should not have troubled you after all.
And why is that?
Lady Brackenstall has come to her senses, and she has given so clear an account of the affair that there is not much left for us to do. You remember that Lewisham gang of burglars?
What, the three Randalls?
Exactly. The father and two sons. It's their work. They stole a silver service, which is of great value.
Sir Eustace Brackenstall is dead, then?
Yes. His head was knocked in with his own poker.
A violent act of aggression.
Yes, the poor lady. She has had a most dreadful experience. She was assaulted and tied to a chair. But I think that you would best see her and hear her account of the facts. She's in the morning room with her maid to raise a right.
Where is the body of the deceased?
In the dining room. We haven't touched anything.
All right, I'm going to examine it.
Very good, Watson.
Alright, you go do that, and I will... Can we actually talk more to him?
Lady Brackenstall awaits you in the morning room.
The morning room, wow. Do they have a midday, afternoon room,
Lord Ramsay
a night
Brackenstall.
room, midnight room? Look at all these expensive paintings.
Sir Warthen Brackenstall.
And this is the other... Grandpa.
Lord Brigham Brackenstall.
Grandpa Brackenstall. This is Count Dracula.
Baron Lyndon Brackenstall.
He really looks like Dracula.
Lady Brackenstall awaits you in the morning room. Lady
That's not the...
Brackenstall
Oh.
awaits you in the
Okay,
morning
well, this is the morning room then? Good morning in the morning room.
Ladies, allow me to introduce myself.
Oh,
My
snap.
name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting Inspector Lestrade in this investigation.
Mr. Holmes, I am the wife of Sir Eustace Brackenstall. We were married only a year ago.
I am sorry for your loss. Please accept my deepest condolences.
I suppose that it is no use my attempting to conceal that our marriage has not been a happy one. I fear that all would tell you that, even if I were to attempt to deny it.
What makes you think that? I mean, the blue eye? No. Even happy couples get blue eyes every now and then. Fresh bruises. What else do you have? Pale cheeks? They don't seem that pale. It's just around the eyes. Ooh. A gold brooch, kangaroo and emu, Australian origin. Elegant dress, yeah. Wedding ring. And old bruises. Damn, poor girl.
Can you describe to me the events of yesterday evening?
Is it really necessary? I have already told Inspector Lestrade all that happened.
Yes, madam, it is.
I will tell you then. Sir Eustace retired about 10:30. I sat in this room until after 11, absorbed in a book. Before I went upstairs, I entered the dining room to fetch a candle and... oh God.
Please, go on.
As I approached the French window, I found myself face to face with an elderly, broad-shouldered man who had just stepped into the room. Close behind the first man, I saw two others. One of them struck me a savage blow with his fist and felled me unconscious to the ground.
And then?
When I came to myself, I found that they had secured me tightly to a dining room chair. It was at that instant my unfortunate husband entered the room.
He fought with the intruders?
Yes, I think he had heard them, for he was holding his stick. But they were three, and he eventually succumbed. One of them, the elder one, struck him a terrible blow with the poker. I fainted once more. When I opened my eyes, they had withdrawn. Then my brave Teresa came to my assistance.
Is something missing?
Did these three villains steal anything?
Yes, I found that they had taken the silver from the sideboard, but you can see for yourself in the dining room.
Alright, let's talk about this not-so-happy marriage of yours.
You mentioned that your marriage was not a happy one. Was there anything specific that was troubling you?
He was not a nice man when he was drunk, and he suffered from dark moods, but nothing else.
The rest is usual, you know? I don't know, old bruises?
The bruises on your hands are at least 1 week old. Your husband caused those bruises?
Oh, do you Yes, he did. He was very angry at the time. Out of control. Again. Sir Eustace was a drunkard. To be tied to such a man for life is worse than death.
Your ladyship?
Alright, so that's Lady
Oh, what a horrible thing
Brackenstall.
to have happened.
Can we talk with Teresa as well? Teresa.
Teresa, I would like to hear your testimony.
Certainly, sir.
Certainly, sir. Okay, so she's the maid. She's the hired help. Wrinkles, indicating she's an elderly woman. What else? Working hands, indicating that once again coffee stain. Yep. Anything else? The hair is in a bun. We're missing something. Oh, that's just another stain. Working hands. Coffee stain. We are missing something. Something on their hands? No. Oh, yes. Handkerchief. Vinegar smell, resuscitation, caring. She's a good maid.
As I sat by my bedroom window, I saw 3 men in the moonlight down by the lodge gate. But I thought nothing of it at the time. If I'd known...
And then...
It's all her fault.
I went to bed, and it was more than an hour after that I heard my mistress scream. And down I ran, to find her tied to the chair and him on the floor with his head smashed. That's all I know.
Alright, well, that's not of that much help. But at least it confirms what was said. Alright, inspect the Times. Newspaper, Randall Gang's burglary. Family business booming. The Randall Gang is back on the street. Less than a fortnight ago, this infamous family of burglars, the Randalls as they are known, made their reappearance by way of a brutal but successful intrusion into one of the wealthier homes in Sydenham. The police are already on their trail. However, the details of the crime are being kept confidential, including that of the name of the victim. The witness was able to provide a precise description of all 3 men, and this will surely give the police a chance to compete their profile on this family of delinquents. We would take the liberty of reminding our esteemed readers about this highly dangerous band and to provide the full description as it is available at this moment. The gang has been in business for some considerable time, being a family of 3, a father and his 2 sons. The elder, Jack Randall, is a man in his 40s and already grey-haired, while of average height and build. Being the mastermind behind the burglaries, he retains control over his sons, both of whom are close in age but very different in appearance. The first son, William Randall, is tall and broad-shouldered with a small disproportionate head. Oh, I love that. His head is disproportionate. The younger brother, Melvin Randall, is somewhat of a weaker, I read wanker, I don't know why, but weaker constitution and is as skinny as a rake. They're like the complete opposite of each other. The gang is not wanted not only for their frequent thefts and break-ins, but for the exceptionally brutal pirate career they enjoyed before returning to England. Be alert, and may your valuables stay safe. Alright. Let us identify these characters. Lady Brackenstall, not quite 25. She is from a wealthy Australian family. She has been married for a little more than a year. She has, in all probability, suffered physical violence over the course of the last fortnight. The lady lives in a solitary lifestyle, seldom venturing outside. And this is Teresa. She's very attached to her mistress and has known her for a considerable time. She's the only resident servant at the Abbey Grange, cooking for, serving, and nursing Lady Brackenstall. She would not hesitate to protect her in the event of any trouble. It's good to have a loyal person at your side. Right, so inspect the room where she was.
The description
first
of
here.
the Randall gang provided by Lady Brackenstall is identical to the one in the Times article.
So that seems to match. Randalls are well known. Criminals identified. Randalls blamed. The robbery was faked and the whole story invented in order to blame Sir Eustace's death on the Randalls gang. The testimonies and evidence match and point to the Randall gang. Most likely, we'll choose that one for now, but we're not entirely sure yet. We're just gonna go with our gut feeling at the moment until we have more evidence. Picture. Scratches.
These scratches are most definitely made by the picture frame.
Move.
This is Sir Eustace's safe. There may be something important inside. I must ask Lady Brackenstall to open it.
Oh, Lady Brackenstall. Would you be so kind to open this safe for me?
Lady Brackenstall, could you open this wall safe?
No, it is my husband's safe. I do not know the combination.
We have to open it. Your ladyship?
Oh, what a horrible thing to have happened.
We have to open it, but...
Let us try to open this safe. This safe can be cracked. I only have to pay attention. The dial will vibrate when it is set to the correct number.
Okay. Rotate left or right. Wait. Confirm. Wait. Was it 1 or 2? 2. Confirm. And the last one. Really? This is so easy. This is so easy to crack then, if you know it. It's so obvious. Money.
It is common practice to keep one's valuables in a safe behind a painting. It should not really pose a challenge for a criminal.
Or a detective, as it seems.
Antique coins, possibly of value, but they're scattered without care.
More coins, more money. Alright, the medical report. Sir Eustace, your current physical and mental state is of great concern. There are several signs of hepatic decompensation. The last time that we met, your eyes were bloodshot and your skin was tinged with yellow. There's a particular odor from your breath that is common from those suffering from liver damage. Then there are the lung abscesses that we have discussed. The leg cramps you have described to me are caused by an alteration to the nervous system, which in turn is caused by an excess of alcohol. That includes the tremors. Your liver seemed excessively hard at the time of your examination, which is a sign of an involving cirrhosis. There's also signs of ascites fluid in the peritoneal cavity, which are evident with your swollen stomach. Wow, this guy has so much wrong with him. The pain beneath your left rib cage indicates a pancreatic malady, which may lead to fatal and fulminant pancreatitis. Your condition may pose a risk to others. Your excessive alcohol consumption lowers your self-control and heightens your aggression. Yeah, okay, so he was actually aware of this and he still drank. I am available to help you with this problem. There are a number of treatment options. We gotta ask Lady Brackenstall whether she's actually aware of that. First, let's try to look at everything else. There's a small table here. A photograph.
This photograph of Lady Brackenstall and her maid Teresa was taken at a port, but which one?
What the fuck? Is it me or does it seem like it just looks like the background of the picture looks real, like real old pictures, you know? But then it looks like their pictures are just like photoshopped onto it. I don't know. Alright, let's move the fasteners. Rock of Gibraltar.
So the lady and her maid came from Australia a year and a half ago on this ship.
Sure, let's just take it. She probably... It's not valuable to her at all, is it? Okay. I think that's everything that we could possibly find, unless we want to talk to Theresa again. Let's talk to the maid first. She's very loyal to her server.
Sir Eustace's doctor speaks of his violent behaviour.
Yes, Sir Eustace was an extremely violent man. A detestable human being, to be more precise. It is true that he once threw a decanter at me, and all because I dared to stand up to him in defence of my mistress. Sly devil. God forgive me that I should speak of him so now that he's dead, but a devil he was, if ever one walked the earth. We met him only 18 months ago. She'd only just arrived in London. Yes, it was her first voyage. She'd never been from home before. Wonder with his title and his money and his false London ways. If she made a mistake, she has paid for it, if ever a woman did. She doesn't have any friends here, so it was especially hard for her.
Interesting. No personal life from Australia. No acquaintance. Lady Brackenstall married Sir Eustace shortly after arriving in England and remained at home during that time. There's little possibility that she or the maid are acquainted with anyone in the country. Acquaintance with a sailor. Lady is acquaintance with someone from Rock of Gibraltar. Is that in England? Because I don't know. Because if they are, it could just be like they went there, just visited there. They went to look around the sites and thought, hey, this is a cool place. Let's take a picture. So we're not entirely sure. They say they don't know anyone, but they could be hiding it. But for now, we're just going to go with no acquaintance.
Oh, what a horrible thing to have happened.
Okay. So...
My mistress is very tired. Can't you allow her to her room?
Oh, what a...
She doesn't want to talk about this. The fact that his husband is in poor health. Let's go over the room one more time. Nothing at all. When you say nothing at all. What song was that from? I don't know. Maybe he knows more. Lestrade.
What do you know about Sir Eustace, Inspector? What was his reputation?
A charming man when sober, but an absolute demon when he was drunk. In such moments he was apparently capable of anything. Why, once he splashed fuel on Lady Brackenstall's dog and set it alight. Another day he threw a decanter of wine at Miss Wright's head.
The alcohol seemed to madden him.
To the point that we were forced to intervene several times to avoid a scandal.
Oh my god, he burned her dog! He burned her dog! Violent behavior, Inspector's tale. Yep, domestic violence. He burned her dog alive. That's not normal, I'm sorry.
You should examine the body of Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
Oh god. Well, we're gonna do that in the next video. So, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace!